Hello and welcome to the Moderately Informed Podcast. Not so nerd culture this week. Hosted by me, Mr. Nerd of the team. Probably seconded only by Zach and probably outdone by in some categories, I'd imagine. Who knows? We'll find out today. This is a podcast
Talk
where...
is when me or and outdo both of you.
Yeah, we'll come across that. That'll be fantastic.
Definitely won't be me.
Yeah, in all fairness, this will be the podcast where Gary just sits there like this. Like, look, he won't move. That'll be it. The entire podcast. Ant will chip in every now and again. And me and Zach will have a conversation between ourselves for the next hour and a half. Lovely.
I don't know if Gary's frozen or...
He's doing a bloody good job
right now.
He's doing a bloody good job.
Look at that.
That is amazing.
I can't do anything like
Oh, that was stone wall. That was.
Jenny thought you frozen.
That was a northern gaze. That really was. One thing I must say is I am currently on the desert planet Tatooine, and I'm wearing my dressing gown, and it's bloody boiling, so I am going to have to just derobe slightly.
Insert nerd music.
Yeah.
Da-da-da.
I'm also going to disappear slightly, I'd imagine.
I thought you were about to take your shirt off.
No, I'm not going that far. I'm not going that far. Although I am excited for my hair disappearing tomorrow, now that barbershops are open. We have a little discussion
Yeah,
about
I
that.
kind of can't wait to get mine done properly on Thursday because at the start of lockdown, I had the wrong attachment on when I did the back, and I've got 3 no-guard stripes on the back of my head.
Let's see, turn around.
It's kind of better now, but at the start of lockdown, it was pretty terrible.
Dan, insert picture.
Insert picture, yeah. We'll find it.
I'll send you my check-in picture from the back that has it really obvious so that you can insert it.
Dan,
Can't
zoom on the bum.
No, I shan't be doing that at all. Mr. 1 frame per minute.
Am I still that bad?
Yeah, you're pretty bad.
You're
It's
literally as if you're on a Windows 98.
Yep.
Well, let me reset it then.
To be fair, it does take me back, which is pretty much what this entire podcast is going to do. So it's fine. It's fine. Yes. So this week we are talking all things nerd and nerd culture. The huge shift over the last decade of that kind of comic culture, nerd culture, coming across into the mainstream, suddenly becoming pop culture, and it was just a sort of dramatic shift. Certainly in my lifetime.
Almost as quick as Ant's frame rate just caught up then.
Yeah, there we go. Look, we know.
Is it fine now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're much better now. There you go.
Switch it off and on again.
Oh, there we go.
That's nerdy.
Standard.
That is nerdy. Standard IT. Switch it off and on again.
IT crowd, highly recommend it.
Exactly. There you go. Super. Yeah. So I wanted to start off really sort of exploring what we find nerdy about ourselves. There's got to be something else out. There's got to be something out there for each of us that we've all kind of maybe kept to ourselves, or maybe isn't as widely spoken about in our friendship groups, because we know that it's a little bit nerdy. So does anybody want to jump in? I'll tell you what, we'll jump in with Zach, because I'm sure Zach's got...
Sure.
You could have got me straight out the way then.
Yeah, I know. I'm not. I'm going to make you squirm. That's the entire episode. I'm going to make you squirm.
Ooh. I'm trying to think what would classify.
Anything.
Yeah, it could be anything. I mean, I'll be able to. I can start off. Like, when you go way back when, a long time ago, I used to play a video game called Dynasty Warriors, which many people will know and some won't. In fact, probably more people
The
won't.
latest one's still out, well, you know.
Yeah. But I fell in love with that game, fell in love with ancient China and battling, and I used to make weaponry from the game out of sticks I found on the ground. I used to take them to my granddad's workshop, whittle them all down, and make all little swords and stuff to go run around the garden and play sort of against invisible armies, just beat invisible armies. Worst thing about
You're
that.
such a nerd.
Yep. Worst thing about that is I was probably doing it a little bit too old. I was definitely still in my teens. I was definitely still in my teens when I stopped.
I'm not 13 either. He means 19.
You shut up, Gary. I didn't say that.
He
No one
hasn't
said
even
that.
stopped in his adult. He's 30 and he still does it.
No, I mean, I suppose the next level up for me is cosplaying, and I would love to go to Comic-Con and cosplay. So.
Where's that?
San Diego.
Oh, is that in
It's the
South
big one.
Africa?
No, yeah, South Africa. Yeah. Well done, Ant. Ant's amazing travel.
Of the
Geography
week.
Ant. Yeah, of the week, every week. There's also one in New York, and they have one in London now. But hopefully
Yes.
now COVID. Hopefully now
Thailand,
COVID goes away. we can start going back to stuff like that. It's just little stuff like that. It's like little nerdy things we've all done growing up.
I used to have a version of Tracy Island that came with loads of different parts of it that the different
That's Thunderbirds, isn't it?
Yeah, Thunderbird.
Yeah.
And I remember I used to play with it all the time, and whenever I was being a little shit, that was the toy that got the boot at the door at the garden to make me shut up. Right,
So you still got it with you and Zoe?
No, I don't have it anymore. I don't know where it is.
Oh, what? So you're a good boy now?
I'm a good boy. Yes. Absolutely. I don't know if it's still at home.
I've still got mine. I can tell you exactly where mine is. Mine's on the second row of a shelf in the shed, on the left-hand side as you go in. I know that because
under the dumbbells.
Yes, exactly. Sophia inherited it off of me.
Because you put it there earlier when you didn't want to seem too nerdy.
Pretty much, yeah. I had to put it away. I had to get it out of shot, didn't I?
When he was actually talking to people.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's pretty. I mean, Thunderbirds was great. I mean, most things as a
Watched
kid.
it on TV, but that's about it.
Was that 6 p.m. on BBC 2 or 5 or 7?
Do you want to throw in any other times or days there, Ant?
On the TV.
The windows is between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m., but it was definitely on BBC 2.
Ant's gone.
Yeah.
Ant's gone. Was it on TV? Yes, Ant. It was on TV. Yeah, well, it was. Yeah. It used to be. I think it was the 6 o'clock because it was more family friendly when it was.
Yeah.
Also, just butted in quickly, Zach, I remember that I had the exact same model, like where the Thunderbirds basically you could shoot them out and stuff like that.
Yeah,
put them in. Yeah, I had that.
Had all the sound effects.
Yeah.
Great.
I remember having that. I don't have any more, but
No.
I could just picture it because it wasn't a large thing, but it wasn't.
It was fairly big. Yeah, it wasn't massive.
It wasn't huge, but it was a good toy. It was a
Yeah.
great thing to have.
I remember my nan when she finally picked me up from school, picking me up, getting me one of them, and I just absolutely I played it basically every day when Thunderbirds was on because I wanted to reenact everything that was going on.
Yeah.
Gary's quick to say he didn't have any of this and he only watched it. You did have a cloud base.
I did have a cloud base from Captain Scarlet.
Captain Scarlet.
That's about as nerdy as I got as a kid. Even though I did fall down the stairs and enjoy it that much, I went back up the stairs and threw myself back down them again.
That's how he gets his kicked.
I did it. I did it moving house. We were moving from a place called Ingleby Barwick, which is the biggest. It's something like the biggest one councillor estate in the UK or something mental like that.
Oh, there goes my fact of the day.
And we were moving from there to Stockton, and I did it moving house.
Yeah,
Very nice, very good. So typically, sorry, Ed, go ahead. Go.
No, you carry on.
I was going to say, typically, Gary, then you weren't particularly nerdy as a child. You were.
No.
Well, you missed a bit. Well, you were probably about 8 foot tall, really into sports.
Yeah, but still really bad at sport as well. Like, it's really weird. I just didn't fit in as a child.
I never believed that, Gary. Never believed that.
You don't fit in as an adult. I can't fucking get the words out.
Yeah.
I'll tell you my nerdy story.
I'm going to insert the PTSD war sounds over Gary then, because he kind of drifted off into his own head there. Did you all see that? He was just thinking about his childhood, flashback to just being really alone.
Fortunate son playing in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was pretty poor at sport. I didn't play cricket till I was like 12, 13. I was never on the school football team. I wasn't into nerdy stuff. I got home, I played Tony Hawk's a lot, and then I went to school. And that was my childhood.
That's quite
right,
nerdy.
Tony Hawk.
Did you have a skateboard?
No.
Can you imagine an 8 foot tall ginger on a skateboard?
It'd be 9 foot.
Bambi on ice walking down the street, and if I had a skateboard, I was guaranteed to crash it.
Yeah, but you like falling downstairs, so what's the difference between falling
My
7
first
foot?
bike I got, genuinely, the first bike I got, I didn't understand that I had a brake, and I couldn't turn the corner too fast and drove it straight into next door's car.
Stopped you. That does the job.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a brake.
See, I think Gary's kind of self-confessing without realising being probably the ultimate nerd.
That's not nerdy. That's just fucking stupid.
No, but it's just in general the way you're talking.
I think he's secretly an emo/goth. He likes hurting himself.
Is it the self-harm and just being alone?
It's okay to talk,
playing
Gary.
skateboard games.
It's okay. We're here for you. If you want
you've got friends now. We'll play sport with you.
Not cricket.
I'll play with you, Cloud Base.
Yeah, not cricket. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, cricket isn't a sport, so.
Rounders is
found. Good news, guys. I've found the fact about Ingleby Barwick.
Oh,
oh God, here we go. Go on then. Be nerdy. Be nerdy about Ingleby Barwick.
It was, before becoming a town, the largest private residential housing estate in Europe.
Oh, there we go.
Dan, can you please put a picture?
I'm going to put Gary's amazing fact. Roll credits.
Dan, can you please put a picture of this estate?
Yeah, I'll get Gary to send me the actual how to spell it.
But yeah, I'll move in swiftly on from Gary's nerd culture.
Please do.
I'll tell you a bit about my nerd culture / I'm guessing if you define the word nerd, it means you're a little bit sad, I guess, yeah?
Unless you're Dan, and then it means you're very sad.
Right, right. We've now alienated an entire new group of people from our podcast, which is wonderful. This is great. We're cutting them down week by week. We'll find like maybe 2 or 3 people who can
insert credit. Anson Salt of the Week.
Boom, done.
So basically, Gary actually knows this story because I told him and about 20 others when I was drunk once. About when I was at school, I used to love playing The Sims.
Oh, yeah.
And The Sims was a massive part of my life. I'm not going to go down that route where I didn't have many friends and stuff like that, like Gary.
But it's true.
Because we all know that you didn't.
Yeah,
hence why you played The Sims.
Yeah. I'm not the only person in the world to play The Sims. So I decided I really wanted to, at primary school year, whatever, between 1 and 4, I wanted to recreate The Sims without all the fires, all the pregnancy, all the taking doors out, that sort of thing. And you didn't go to St Mary's, but probably Great Heath. Your primary school had like a playground, but it had like a road map, like of a village or a town.
We didn't have the funds for that, mate.
We
barely had classrooms.
You could have had some chalk.
No, we had like stuff like on the concrete, like in patterned and stuff.
Yeah, but you know,
that's where people were killed like that.
Yeah, it's all the chalk outlines, all the stabbings.
The thing is, back at my school, that would be true in the north.
And that's what you call humanities.
Some kid dared to wear a sweater to school.
But you know that.
Lynch him!
You know that rug map where you get the miniature cars and you.
Yeah, I know the rug map. Everyone had the rug map.
No, yeah, but you put that onto a playground and it's just like a life size. Well, me being a little bit sad. When I say a little bit, I'm holding off a little bit. I wanted to my gentle side, I don't know what to call it really, my nerdy side of wanting to have a life when I was in year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. So I pretended there's a house that I always had, I drove to work, grafter. Then I went to the shop, got some wine, got some champagne, went back to my imaginary wife. We had dinner, we had wine, we had champagne.
Amazing.
And then we went out for walks and stuff like that. And then everyone got involved. There was like, toll booths decided to come in, so someone had a stick and I had to pay a toll to get through. So I love as a child, you've put your own inconveniences in your life. In a life that you could build and make however you want, you've gone, my life's not hard enough. I want toll booths.
You realise though, the irony of that is that we met playing a big game that had a shop, a lot of houses, and me and Dan bicker like a married couple.
Yeah.
That is true.
Oh, we love it, Dan.
Well, and Monopoly.
And Monopoly, yeah, Monopoly as well. We love a bit of Monopoly.
But yeah,
that is genuinely as nerdy as I get. Monopoly on the PlayStation 5.
You take that bloody seriously.
Yeah. Monopoly, you've got to.
Absolutely.
That's one of my biggest Would you say that's nerdy? Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
That is absolutely nerdy.
But also, I was very nerdy with the miniature power pods.
Oh,
Power pods and football stickers.
Oh, yeah.
That is probably as nerdy as I got. I'm proper nerd in football.
How's the tune go?
Football crazy, chocolate
mad.
Power pod and play football with the lads. But I had a power pod stadium. I went to power pod club. I wanted to have all the other
Your school had power pod club.
Yeah, we had power pod club. We paid £3 and we competed against each other.
£3.
And no, it's a really nice little community.
In my going off that, in my sixth form, bearing in mind, we played Quidditch. We had Quidditch games, genuinely Quidditch games. That was good fun.
Power pods is the kind of thing that in my school you'd get beaten up for.
Nah, they were the thing around middle school with us.
That was like for us at our school. That was kind of like the best conkers or Pokemon card later on.
The little aliens that definitely couldn't give birth, but they always apparently could, and you just used to stick them to the wall.
Oh, I remember making a girl cry because I squished its head and she thought it was dead.
Yeah.
So I just lobbed the dead body over the fence.
My school,
that's how we started.
My school actually banned taking Pokemon cards in because everyone would take a big massive ring binder in full of them and just play with them all lesson, every lesson.
Yeah.
But surely football stickers for all for you. Everyone collected football stickers too.
Your Panini stickers.
Panini stickers.
Match Attack as it is now.
I collected the Star Wars Pogs.
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 Oh, they little disc
Pogs?
things?
They were the little disc things. Little Pogs. I collected Star Wars ones.
I collected them as well.
Used to get them in blue Dorito packet. Blue Dorito packet. They'd come in
cereals as well.
And cereal. They'd come in like loads of stuff. They did a promotion, I think, with Star Wars Episode 1.
Nice.
You know why they stopped putting little gifts in cereals?
Why?
Choke hazard.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. It's a valid point.
It's a choke hazard.
Wait, they started or stopped?
No, stop. Yeah, they started because it was a choke hazard.
There aren't enough children being choked in this country.
So what do people like? Mini My Little Ponies to choke on.
But touching on sort of something that we can all share in there, so I imagine we were all pretty big into Pokemon at some stage of our lives.
Yeah,
when it was more Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh yeah, we touched on it briefly, didn't we?
Yeah.
You were Yu-Gi-Oh and you had a Beyblade.
Oh, Beyblade Stadium.
Speaking of toys as well, what's like? I'm just thinking on the modern equivalent to all of those is those like Marvel character things that everyone keeps in the boxes.
Oh yeah.
You mean the things that I have in my shed?
What they're called?
I don't know. I've got statues. Or you got about you on about the thing that used to go to that game? It used to have the little. I know what you're on about. You're on about. Oh, what are they called?
You can't take them out of the box.
What were the big giant heads?
Value.
Giant heads, the little bobbly heady things. That's really annoying because I literally watched a program about this the other day. Whoops.
That's the like modern day equivalent of like Pokemon cards and Pogs and Power Pods.
Not like Amiibos, is it? It's like Amiibo. I don't know what it is, but
that's a point you touched upon, Dan. That game where you put the you had to like place that whatever that was figurine thing on.
It was Skylanders, and they also had sort of a Disney version. Which
that's
was
like
that was massive for a good couple of years. Like Disney Creator Studio or something like that.
No, go on.
Yeah, I was to say that was kind of the sort of modern thing
of that.
But I find most things that kids are into these days, it's all aimed at digital now.
Oh yeah.
In terms of that, that's how much it's moved on in our lifetime. Everything's sort of collectible online. Sophia always goes on about Robux so she can buy the latest pets and stuff. What?
Yep.
Pops.
What?
Pops. That's the thing.
Oh, Funko Pops.
Yes.
That's what they are. Funko Pops. Yeah. I know. Yeah. Thank you. Jog memory. Funko Pops. Yeah. Because you get them from like they sell them in game, and stuff like another sort of like weird sort of collector shop. I have seen a lot of comic book shops that I've seen. So I'm going to move on slightly. I just want to talk about sort of in our lifetime, the massive shift. Like we talk about sort of nerd culture and everything, which is primarily sort of associated with things like Lord of the Rings, maybe Harry Potter.
Never seen it. Well, I have. I just can't stand it and will never watch it again.
Maybe Harry Potter. It's a good podcast for you, Gary. Maybe Harry Potter.
I'm not a fan of Lord of the Rings either.
And
genuinely, the reason that I know Anne so well is because my flatmates at uni would have Lord of the Rings night, and I was sitting watching that. So me and Anne started playing five-a-side.
Was that first year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was never involved in that shithousery of a night with you.
Thanks, Kristen.
I'm sorry. I just don't like the concept of Lord of the Rings, and that's why I don't watch it.
It's too long for me to sit there. I can play the dance.
Hang on, this is coming from someone that could watch a test game of cricket.
I was going to say,
that's 9 hours a day.
You get involved with a hobby that lasts way longer than it needs to or should do.
5 days.
What? What? And yet Lord of the Rings is a bit too long, is it?
Oh,
yeah.
the irony.
3 hours. 3 hours.
About 3 hours.
You'll be like me and watch the director's extended cut all the way through, start to finish, all 3 films.
Do you like
it's like 9 or 12 hours of.
Do you like King Kong?
Me?
No.
Nah. Do you know what? That's one thing I'm not a fan of. King Kong, modern or old.
Old.
I've never watched it.
I remember watching the original film, the old stop motion film, black and white one, when I was younger. I watched it with my nan. I'm a massive Godzilla fan though, including the original Godzilla films. I've seen near enough every single one that ever came out of China, Japan. Sorry. Just because my mum was massively.
You might find a film I watched by the end of this podcast.
I've got one.
There's the challenge.
I've got one.
Marvel.
I think everyone has done it, and this is actually really nerdy for me, anyway. But back in the day, Jurassic Park.
Oh, we love Jurassic Park.
Yeah, probably some point. However, I was a massive Jumanji fan.
Jumanji, we like Jumanji. Jumanji's good.
What one? Well, the Rock.
Original.
No, the which one? How dare you, Ant? Get out.
All right, see you later.
Pick him from the meeting.
How has Gary won more nerd points there than you in that whole conversation? Honestly.
Well,
Jumanji, original one. Robin Williams. Great acting in that. Some terrible CGI and some awful looking spiders which haunt me to this day. But yeah, great film.
I'm guessing to get around your arachnophobia there, Dan, you buy a nice fluffy cute spider.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That was the story we all spoke about in the week. Someone trying to get over their arachnophobia by buying a cute spider and looking at it every day.
God no.
As I said to Gary and the rest of you, my cure to arachnophobia is to stay away from spiders.
Right, everyone that watches this podcast, I'll put Dan's address in the comments. Everyone send him a spider.
So help me God if anyone sends me a spider.
Spider-Man?
Now that's a different story. Speaking of Spider-Man, did anyone see the original Spider-Man film?
No.
Yes. Tobey Maguire.
Yes.
You got one, yes? You did see it. Did you enjoy it, Gary?
Not too bad.
It was too long. It was too long.
But...
I had rented it from Blockbuster and never gave it back, so we've still got the version somewhere.
Wait, your fine must be racking up day by day by day.
As I say, you're the reason.
Your fine could bring Blockbuster back.
Blockbuster, if you're watching this and you want a sponsorship, go and charge Zach's dad first, then come back to us.
Exactly.
No. That is the sponsorship. We keep it because it's the better Spider-Man. Just is.
But it was
it might be worth a bit of money in like one day.
Yeah. But it was that Spider-Man film which was kind of the catalyst for everything that would end up being Marvel Cinematic Universe, all the DC movies, every sort of attempt at every comic book character trying to come to the big screen. It was the thing that launched or relaunched comics as a movie concept. And from that, in my opinion, throughout my life, that portion of nerd culture went from being this little pocket universe of people who just read the comics and maybe saw the cartoons like the X-Men cartoons or the Iron Mans or Hulk or whatever little things you catch on a Saturday morning. It went from being this little pocket universe to this massive thing now, which is more people than not have seen the films. If not most of them, at least seen like a handful. And would have enjoyed.
Just Googled list of Marvel Cinematic Universe films.
Yeah.
So it starts at Iron Man in 2008.
It does, yeah.
And I can list, using just the fingers from one hand, how many of them I've watched.
So 7.
Well, all right. Can we guess the
How many
films?
fingers have you got?
Right,
Gary,
Gary.
this is the Northwest.
Right, Gary, how many have you seen?
Incredible Hulk.
Now, don't tell me what they are. Now we know what one of them is. Just numbers. How many? Well, we'll guess which ones you've seen.
3.
3. All right. So we know one of them is Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's the other one. What's the other one?
Spider-Man is not part of the Infinity Saga.
Oh yeah, that's a good point actually. Yeah. So he's in Incredible Hulk. Oh, there's so many. You must have seen one. Yeah, you must have seen one of the Iron Man films. Iron Man 3.
Nope.
Oh. I'm just wondering what caused this whole anti watching these from Gary. So he must have watched a bad Marvel film.
No.
Thor. That's what I was in for.
Nope.
Thor. That was Thor: The Dark World. That was another one that didn't really.
I just don't know the list of films.
All right. Okay. Iron Man, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Thor, Dark World, Thor. What's
Gary,
the third
send
one
a link in the chat.
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok. That's the one. I'm not going to do these in order. Captain America.
You got. Oh, that's something I need to watch.
Winter Soldier, Civil War.
Yeah, Winter Soldier, Civil War, Black Panther. Did you see Black Panther?
You Black Panther. Hey.
You saw Black Panther. Good man.
Yeah, that's 2.
And he still didn't like it.
I did like Black.
I think Gary, you've watched the Avengers, haven't you?
Nope.
Ant-Man?
Nope.
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Nope.
Watch Guardians of the Galaxy. No, that's good. I think.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, very good. Recommended to everyone out there who hasn't seen them. In fact, if I was going to name 3 films you should go out and see from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Black Panther's up there, Guardians of the Galaxy is up there, and Thor Ragnarok is probably the other one I would probably say.
Captain Marvel was the last one.
Yeah, if you're Captain Marvel. Yeah, it was a...
Perfect.
Gary, another question. How many of these did you watch on your own and play through?
I've watched all of them all 3 of them by myself.
Okay, fair enough.
Mental. Absolutely mental.
Sort that out.
Exactly. I was going to say, for me, like, the shift in culture has been huge. Like, I went from knowing all this stuff about comic universe in particular and stuff, because my stepdad Tony, he gave me my first comic, and I read my first comics, and then I found the Saturday morning cartoon shows, the Spider-Man one in the 90s, which was amazing, the X-Men cartoon show, which was also amazing, and also
the Iron Giant.
Iron Giant, yeah, I remember the Iron Giant film.
That's a good film.
Great film, amazing film. And yeah, so I grew up with, and not a lot of people watching this kind of stuff. And then now, I've got a plethora of people I could talk to about it. It's amazing, you know. For me, as a nerd, I feel justified in all my wasted hours, and then I come across people like Gary, who remind me of my place in society.
Yes. The guy who's played sport nearly every day for 5 years in a row.
Yeah, exactly. The jock.
Saying about that, I remember the mini magazines you could buy when, like, in newsagents. Mostly when I was on holiday, it was different sorts. You could get, like, the Spider-Man ones, a little, like, mini A5, A3,
A5, I think they were.
Yeah, A5 with about 30 pages in, double-sided colours, and that's like with the speech bubbles and stuff like that.
A comic, yeah.
No, but it was a comic, but it weren't a comic.
It was probably what they called. They're more like artistic books or whatever they are.
But they were really fun. I've even read the war ones, like fighter planes, and I was really into them. Every week there would be a new one out, and I was the first one to try to go and get it in news agents and stuff like that. So that's as nerdy as I probably can get to.
Oh, absolutely. No, I did a lot of that. I mean, you can tie nerd culture into a lot of different things. I mean, even harping back to what we spoke about, a few weeks ago about gaming.
So
and
much
stuff.
these days, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've got something that everyone might have done, maybe not Gary.
Is the theme and title of this podcast by the end of this, I think.
Maybe
everyone
not Gary.
Yeah, everyone but Gary, yeah.
This is definitely nerdy. Where you went to magazine subscriptions, where it was building a car, where it was doing
model
this,
model ones.
model ones, but they did like cartoon ones as well, didn't they?
Did everyone here get the one where you could build a T-Rex skeleton? Anybody remember seeing those magazines?
I remember seeing it.
Yeah.
I was never.
It used to glow in the dark. I
Guess what my answer to that is, Dan?
Yes.
No.
At
No, Daniel.
At $5.99 a magazine, I don't think they would have had that up north.
Yeah, but they were a massive thing for a while. Also, like coin collections, you get like Roman coin collections.
Oh, those coin collections were class.
My granddad did some coin collecting.
Yeah. So I remember they had those
Stamps as well.
I just remembered something else that's actually probably the nerdiest out of all of them.
Go on then.
I'll probably get bullied for this now.
Well,
I stamp collected.
Wait, actually, I remember you saying before you used to do stamp collecting.
I used to collect stamps and everything like that. So every time a stamp came from America, I saved it, put it in this book. Got everywhere across the world, Romania, all that sort of things. I would request mail to be sent over so I could just get the stamp.
That's pretty
tragic.
I wouldn't say it's tragic.
Go on.
What's the official? This is the official title, isn't it?
Dan.
No, a philatelist. Philatelist?
Fellatio.
Yeah, that. Ant was fellatio with stamps.
At the age of 6.
It involves a bit of licking, I suppose, so not far off.
But no, I really enjoyed that though.
Yeah, no, do you know what? I think that's a big part of it. I think, as I was saying, like there's a huge, like when I was growing up and everything, there's a big stigma about it, about being nerdy, or like liking things like Lord of the Rings or whatever. But really, it was our own little sort of thing. It was our little communities that we had, even if it was just us. It was our little thing that we enjoyed doing.
I had one like that.
Yeah, go on then.
It was called the Cricket Club.
Do you know what? I'm gonna let you have it, Gary, because it is a nerdy little hobby.
It's an expensive hobby.
I could imagine.
I also had another nerdy thing.
I love that this is the podcast where Ant suddenly realizes and have an epiphany that, oh my god, I'm not as cool as I thought I was.
And I still have this folder to this day at my nan's house.
You think he thinks he's cool? That's the shop, Dan.
No. I'm just embarrassing myself, I know. But I still have the folder of this collection.
My days.
I think in an M&M, in an M&M folder. I can remember at my nan's.
Mate, you need to dig this out. Get some pictures.
And basically, this is when I was in Riverside, so years 5 to 8.
Did you take your little Rug Village school home with you to Riverside and expand to like a block of flats and
I
market rather than a corner shop?
No. I discovered sport and started playing football, and I scored the most amazing own goal in class football from a goal kick.
We all know that I scored the most amazing.
No, from a goal kick. Literally took a goal kick and bent it into the bottom corner of my own net.
That's actually an achievement. I don't know how.
Yeah, that's.
And then I started crying because we lost 9-0.
All your fault, Ant.
All my fault. That's the downhill. But no, I used to write to every single club, the whole 92 club in the English pyramid system.
You're actually selling
it. The football pyramid scheme. You've uncovered the truth, Ant.
And I used to say, I'm a massive fan, you're my number one club and stuff like that. Could I have some memorabilia?
You said that to Hartlepool?
I actually did, and they didn't get back to me, and that's why I don't like Hartlepool. That's a lie, they did get back to me. And they only sent me a letter and with compliment slip, fucking cheapskates. But I got a signed Sir Alex Ferguson photo with the squad.
Nice.
Luton Town sent me a signed Mike Neal photo. I got a whole Charlton Athletics squad. I got some tickets.
All of them.
Yeah, you got the squad.
Yeah. So yeah, I had a folder. I tried to write to Inter Milan, but they wouldn't send me any stamps back. But yeah, I used to write to every single club asking for stuff, saying I was their number one fan. and I used to genuinely love coming home to mail and see if they replied. Complete opposite now. Every time I get a letter, I'm like, oh, fuck. What the fuck is this?
That's because you're an adult now and bills come through.
How much?
Exactly.
But yeah, I had a really big collection of that, and I've still got it somewhere, which I will fish out.
Yeah, you need to do that. We'll
If
share
that's
that
not
with
nerdy, then I don't know what is.
That is probably next level nerd, I'd say. That's a whole extra
that
niche.
is like sport geek.
Yeah, that's a subcategory. Good one. I appreciate that. But I applaud it as well. Like, you've got to have passions in life, and I'm just lucky that one of my biggest passions is now all of a sudden in the public eye, far more than it ever used to be, and I can talk to loads of people.
Drinking has always been in the public eye.
Yeah, there's a point.
Couldn't talk about it as a kid though, otherwise I'd have got in trouble or got my granddad in trouble. So
you had half a pint of whiskey or something.
half a pint of IPA every Sunday with lunch.
Half a pint of whiskey, bloody hell.
Yeah, I was going to say half a pint of whiskey. Oh, struggle to do that now. Okay, right. So we've established that Ant has discovered that he's pretty nerdy.
Yeah.
And
we've
discovered that Gary wasn't lying when he said he pretty much isn't a nerd, and
he's a cricket nerd.
I mean, the way Gary talks about his life, he almost hasn't existed. So
Gary is a nerd. Gary is a nerd. He's a stat nerd, and he's a fucking cricket nerd.
And he's a fitness nerd.
Stat. I love a stat.
He probably knows when the first shade of white came out as paint.
I mean, it's not a sports stat, so I won't. But
all right, when the first shade of white got used in cricket.
Do you know the fastest ever bowling cricket?
Yeah, it's like 100.8 mile an hour.
like
100.8 mile an hour.
What was the first wicket made out
of? I'd wager wood, and
not point of a wicket.
Just going on a limb here. Yeah, but anyway, so we've established this, but I want to test it. So I've come up with 10 multiple choice questions that Zach and I are going to take it in turn. So I'll go first.
I was wrong, guys. The fastest ball's 100.2 mile an hour.
Oh, he's not. He's rubbish. He's not a stat man. He knows nothing.
I was only 0.6 miles an hour out.
That's a lot in cricket terms.
Yeah, in cricket terms, that's a mile.
Yeah, that's the difference between that's the difference between taking or not taking a wicket.
That's the difference between a small bruise and a big bruise.
True, very true. But yeah, anyway, so I prepared a quiz. Zach and I are going to take it in turns to ask the questions. Roll the credits.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
We'll do it relatively quickly. We're going to go through. I'm going to answer them all. I want you to note down what your answer is, A, B, C, or D.
Well, that's how quizzes work.
Yeah, let me explain it for you. Just making sure. I asked you to make sure you had a pen and paper ready. That didn't go very well, did it? Anyway, and then I'll go through at the end, and I'll tell you which is the. Well, you tell me your answers, and I'll tell you whether you're right or not.
What's the prize?
Do this.
The prize, I'll make you a certificate.
Am I in this? Or am I just reading?
Zach, you're just reading because I'm fairly certain.
You know the questions.
No,
the quiz is for me and you.
Oh.
Plus, I know the answer. I would know the answer to these anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say that I was fairly certain.
As the before this podcast non-nerds, which we've quickly realised is actually just me.
Right, just to let the public view, when this got sent out, I was walking and I was not concentrating. I just agreed to whatever Dan said.
Yes, because I am in control now. The nerds are in control.
I am the captain now.
Right, let's go.
Right, let's go. Question number 1. Complete the name of this famous Enterprise captain. Star Trek, if you don't know. Jean-Luc. A. Pickle. B. Picasso. C. Picard. Or D. Piccolo. Let's complete the name of this famous Enterprise captain. Jean-Luc Pickle. Jean-Luc Picasso. Jean-Luc Picard. Or Jean-Luc Piccolo. Answer on a postcard, please. And I love how much Zach is enjoying these. I had much fun writing the multiple choice questions for these.
I'm going to have fun saying the next one.
Yep.
Let's go.
Right, we're good. Cool. In the most recent Star Wars trilogy, Ben Solo is the story's answer to Darth Vader. Finish his dark side name. Is it Kylo A. Hen, B. Ben, C. Zen, or D. Ren? So it is dark side name Kylo Hen, Kylo Ben, Kylo Zen, or Kylo Ren?
Gary, I would like to congratulate you on your win.
If Gary beats you,
I've never.
I've literally got a message earlier today. I'm actually a fan of Star Wars.
Prove it. I bet you don't.
Who?
What?
Of who?
Ant messaged me today saying he's actually a fan of Star Wars.
I'm not. And my best friend had a big Star Wars mural on his games room wall, and I hated it every time that I went round.
Can I just say that I didn't say I like it. I said I've watched it.
Well, we'll prove that today.
Yeah, prove it.
Question number three. Question number three. Question number three.
I like this one, though. This one throws people off, by the way.
Yeah, it will do. Yeah, it will do. In the film Iron Man, what is the name of Tony Stark's artificial intelligence which helps him operate his suit and run his day-to-day life? Is it A. Jarvis, B. Jeeves, C. Friday, or D. Pepper?
What the fuck is this question?
I am opting for the solution which is easiest for me to comprehend, and that is the same answer for every single one.
You'll get
Can
some
you
of
read
them
out
right.
the answers again, please?
Yes. The answers are. So this is basically the
And can you put the
artificial
right
intelligence.
answer in the first
The
one you say
artificial
out,
answers.
please?
So it's A. Jarvis, B. Jeeves, C. Friday, or D. Pepper.
Oh, fuck, no, he's got listening to that.
I'm disgusted.
Shut up, Zach. Next.
This question.
I'm gonna. I can't even.
Okay.
Right. In Spider-Man lore, what is the real name of his villain, Dr. Octopus? Is it A. Paul Puss? B. Simon Squid? Is it C. Otto Octavius? Or is it D. Sushi? It's going to be impossible trying to...
Oh.
I feel like I've heard this before, and I really hope it's the one I want to write down.
I'm done. I am ready for question 5.
You're good. You're good. Cool.
Yeah, Gary's all about the quiz and points.
He's just wrote the same answer down.
Yeah.
Right, let's go.
Genuinely have.
Right, so question number 5. In the prequel trilogy of Star Wars, what color was Mace Windu's lightsaber? Mace Windu was played by Samuel L. Jackson, if that helps you remember who he was in the film.
It's possibly the only Samuel L. Jackson film I've never watched.
Well, that's a good guess for you then. So, what color was his lightsaber? Is it A, red, B, green, C, blue, or D, purple?
Ready, move on.
Yeah, move on.
I'm glad to see you taking this so seriously. I hope everyone playing at home is writing down and getting the answers.
Absolutely, yeah. Play
Leave your marks in the comments underneath.
Exactly.
Right,
Okay,
number 6. What is the home planet of the Autobots and Decepticons from Transformers?
What the fuck is
Is
that?
it A. Tektron, B. Gigatron, C. Cybertron, or D. Robotron?
I actually think I know this one, so I'm changing my scheme.
I actually think I know this one as well. By the way, did we get phone a friend 50-50 and ask the audience?
No.
The audience. How are you going to do that?
Fucking. I'll ask you two.
Do I look like Chris Tarrant?
Yeah. The Mexican version.
Right, so you got your answers on that one. You actually might know the question, like the answer to that question. There we go. Good. We found their level, Zach.
I'm intrigued to know what the hell their answer is going to be for the next one.
It's going to be very good.
It's going to be B.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this is an out there one, and it's going to be hilarious because in Lord of the Rings lore, who is traditionally the wizard most attuned to nature? Is it A, Gandalf the Grey, B, Saruman the White, C, Radagast the Brown, or D, Dumbledore the Purple?
You got to play with some hairs.
Right, yeah, I don't even know how to spell what.
I can literally give you clues here.
You can just put the letters.
I have.
A, B, C, or D. That's fine. That's good. Good.
And he's still struggling to spell it.
Oh, I can't wait for this next one as well.
How many questions is there?
There's 3 more left.
Thank God.
Right, ready? Number 8. In Harry Potter, what is the spell Hermione uses to unlock the door to Fluffy the three-headed dog?
Abracadabra.
Is it A, Alohomora, B, Expelliarmus, C, Wingardium Leviosa, or D, Expecto Patronum?
Can you say A and D
Definitely
again,
not
please?
D. I know that.
A, Alohomora, B, Expelliarmus, C, Wingardium Leviosa, and D, Expecto Patronum.
I'm genuinely thinking about this one.
I've narrowed it down to 2, and then when Gary said it wasn't one of the 2, I've gone with that answer.
There you go. I really got the urge to shout D.
You want to, don't you?
Yeah.
Even I want to. Like, I do kind of like Harry Potter.
Oh, good.
There you go.
We found some common ground: Transformers and Harry Potter.
Should we go to Harry Potter World?
Do it.
No.
We'll take Gary. Right, are we all sorted? Have you picked an answer?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the original question number 9, in the original trilogy of Star Wars films, episodes 4 to 6, what is the name of the planet that the Death Star blows up while Princess Leia watches on? Is it A, Tatooine, B, Dagobah, C, Alderaan, or D, Endor?
Just looks like Mars in the picture.
What?
This behind me is Tatooine. I don't know if that helps you at all, but this is Tatooine behind me.
What one was that? A, B, C, or D?
It doesn't look blown up, so I'm going to say that's not the same.
Yeah, but it could have been. It could have been taken.
It could be it could be before.
Well,
could be before.
Right. What are the answers again? Because
the answers are A, Tatooine, B, Dagobah, C, Alderaan, or D, Endor.
I'm going with this answer because that's the best sounding name out of the bunch.
I know exactly what one you've chosen as well.
Yeah, so do I. Hey, go on, Zach, take it away.
Right, final answer. The question even. Finish this famous line. I find your lack of faith. A, uplifting. B, annoying. C, disturbing. Or D, sexist.
I definitely don't think it's D, because back in the day, that wouldn't be a thing.
Sorry.
Find your lack of faith sexist.
Welcome to 2021.
Right, I am going to print screen my screen with the time, so no one knows I'm cheating when I say I've got 100%.
So, question 1. Complete the name of this famous Enterprise captain Star Trek, Jean-Luc. Did you go A, B, C, or D, Gary? Whoever, one of you.
I've gone Piccolo.
You put Piccolo.
Picard, C.
Well, ding, ding, ding! Gary gets a point. Gary, got to keep score because I'm not going to be able to do all this at once. Gary gets the point. It is not Jean-Luc Piccolo, as much as I wish it was. He does a cracking job on that Piccolo. If I remember, if I believe it's him, his things. Anyway, question 2. In the most recent Star Wars trilogy, Ben Solo is the story's answer to Darth Vader. Finish his dark side name. Kylo, Hen, Ben, Zen, or Ren. Did you go A, B, C, or D?
Zen.
B.
You went B. Gary?
C.
C. Zen. You both went Zen. Yeah?
Yeah.
You're both wrong. It's Ren. Kylo Ren.
Who cares?
Kylo.
He does nothing. He just meditates all day.
Yeah. Kylo Zen. He's
Fucking
down with the
Jedi.
kid. There's no peace. There's no war. There's just nothing. It's just In the film Iron Man, what is the name of his artificial intelligence which helps him operate his suit and his day-to-day life? That him being Tony Stark. Was it Jarvis, Jeeves, Friday, or Pepper? A, B, C, or D? Which answer did you go with?
C.
You said C, Friday. What did you go with?
C.
C, Friday.
Yes.
The answer is A, Jarvis.
I wasn't lying when I
off.
said I went for the same answer for the first 5.
That's fine. That's fine.
When I passed these through to Zoe, and she went, "It's Friday, isn't it?" It's Friday. I was like, "Nah, it's Friday later."
Exactly. Yeah, I was very specific. I said in the film Iron Man. At that point, it's Jarvis.
Perfect.
Of course, later on, he goes on to become Vision, and yeah, one for the net. No, question 4, my favourite question of all. And when I wrote this, I was in stitches writing these and coming up with these names. In Spider-Man lore, what is the real name of his villain, Dr. Octopus? Is it A, Paul Puss, B, Simon Squid, C, Otto Octavius, or D, Sue She? Which answer do you go with, A, B, C, or D?
It's got to be A, otherwise it's a fucking farce.
C.
You said B.
C.
C. Gary's got C. Ant's praying for Paul Puss. It's C. It's Otto Octavius. Gary gets all the points.
Hey!
Good guess works. I'm guessing my way to the win.
It is
I've already
Octavius.
congratulated you, so...
It is Otto Octavius. In the prequel trilogy, question 5 of Star Wars, what is the colour of Mace Windu's lightsaber, played by Samuel L. Jackson? Is it A, red, B, green, C, blue, or D, purple? What'd you go with, Gary? Ant?
What do you think I went with?
Well, you went with C, blue, I'd imagine.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Ant, what did you go with?
Purple.
Ooh!
Ant gets a point!
Hey!
Hey! It was purple.
I knew that before you even read the questions out, because I
well
remember
done.
seeing a picture of him holding that lightsaber.
Well done. It was at the request of Samuel L. Jackson, who wanted to have his own cool colour. And yeah, and they said, yeah, sure, whatever. You're Samuel L. Jackson. Do what you want.
But just for the record, I did own a blue lightsaber when it was first out.
We're coming up to a question now that piqued Gary's interest for the first time in 6 questions, which was, what is the home planet of the Autobots and Decepticons from Transformers? A, Tektron, B, Gigatron, C, Cybertron, or D, Robotron? What did you go for?
What do you think I went for?
C, Cybertron.
Of course I did.
And what did you go for?
Gigatron.
Gigatron. Another point for Gary. It is Cybertron.
6 in a row. All of them C.
Although I think that one you did actually try, didn't you, Gary?
Yes.
Yeah. He did try. So, question 7. The black sheep of this quiz. In the Lord of the Rings lore, who was traditionally the wizard most attuned to nature or down with the earth? A, Gandalf the Grey, B, Saruman the White, C, Radagast the Brown, or D, Dumbledore the Purple? What were your answers?
Gary, guess what one I've gone for?
C.
Yep.
Me too, mate.
Oh, ding, ding, ding. You both get it right. It was C, Radagast the Brown. Radagast the Brown. It is indeed the most attuned with nature. Question 8. In Harry Potter, what is the spell Hermione uses to unlock the door to Fluffy, the 3-headed dog? Was it A, Alohomora, B, Expelliarmus, C, Wingardium Leviosa, or D, Expecto Patronum?
It's definitely not C, because that's used so much in the Harry Potter films. So
I changed my answer here and went A.
I went A.
You both went A. Ooh. Ding, ding, ding. Correct answer. It is Alohomora.
My reasoning behind that is C, they use it all the time. A, because it's a fluffy, I've just put the 2 together, and that's more of a innocent spell than the others.
That's
and
a good
D
way.
Was said by Harry Potter.
Yep.
Beside the river when the thingy eaters were coming to get him.
Exactly.
So me and Gary.
See, look, we've found a little. We've just squeezed a little bit of nerdiness out of Gary. Oh,
I feel that, but I'm currently rocking 50% here, boys.
I feel all tingly all over after this quiz with you, Gary. I feel like I've unlocked something inside of you. Question 9. In the original trilogy of Star Wars, what is the name of the planet that the Death Star blows up whilst Princess Leia watches on? Was it A, Tatooine, B, Dagobah, C, Alderaan, or D, Endor? What did you go with, boys?
Have a guess.
You went with C?
I did.
And what did you go with?
C
as well. Ding, ding, both points. Alderaan's the answer. Well done. Did you actually know that, or were you guessing?
Yes.
Yes.
I've gone C on 8 of my 9 answers, Dan. What do you think?
Oh dear.
I've factually known 3 of these and guessed the other 3 I've got wrong.
Oh dear. Question
It's
10,
by
the
pure
final.
luck that a lot of the answers are C that I've got them right.
Yeah. Question 10, the final one. You've got to finish the famous line. It is from Star Wars. It is spoken by Darth Vader. It is, I find your lack of faith. Is it A, uplifting, B, annoying, C, disturbing, or D, sexist?
What do you think I've gone for?
I think you've gone for C.
Wrong. I've gone A.
Is that just a mess with me, Gary?
Yes.
I figured as much. Ant, what'd you go for?
C.
Ding ding, points to Ant.
Oh man, I would have got 7.
You would have done had you not gone out of your way to try and irritate me by having Darth Vader speak the words, I find your lack of faith uplifting. I don't know what the points were on that. So Gary got what, 7? Oh, you got 6.
I got 5.
So we're crowning Gary King of the Nerds quiz. Gary King of the Nerds quiz by using a simple algorithm in his own head to crack the code of my quiz.
Can I congratulate the Virgin?
Just to make a point here, Dan, I'm just going to duck myself down slightly just so you can fit the crown on my head.
And add it now. Lovely. You look lovely, Gary.
Virgin.
Thanks.
That was nearly a good comeback for me, though.
I can't believe my severe lack of trying won me the quiz.
Oh, what? You're saying that I actually tried? I just went with the funniest answer.
And I picked C and typed 7C. Well, no, I'd actually typed 10 C's out in a row. And then when I actually knew one of them was A, I then thought, right, I've got to.
Nah, I think that's cheating. He's already preempted his answers. He should submit them.
Gary's really decided he wasn't taking part and then decided partway through he would because he actually knew an answer.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. It's fine.
Exactly.
Fair game. Well done, Gary. Thank you for taking part and not just closing your window and walking off. Because I was fully expected for that as well. So moving on from the quiz. Well done, guys. Thank you very much for taking part. I do want to go back and talk about childhood stuff because obviously it's a huge part of our life and we love reminiscing because being an adult is scary and hard and weird. Unless you're Ant, in which case he makes it scary and hard and weird by adding toll booths and other life issues in his path.
I'm just preempting what life's actually going to hit you in 10 years from then.
Yep, and even then you couldn't plan it out, could you, Ant?
No.
I
don't like toll booths, I don't like champagne, I'm still single, and I still don't have my own house. So yeah, I can't plan out.
You had it all planned out.
Someone put a violin on my shoulder.
Absolutely, definitely.
Yeah, so this podcast when this goes live, just with Gary Lee's comment.
So yeah, I sort of talk about our childhood experiences with maybe not so much nerd culture, but stuff that was like taken from nerd culture. So stuff that was actually quite popular. Things like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a lot of toys and stuff we used to play with as kids. Power Rangers, for example, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, all
Barbies
these kind
for
of things.
Gary.
Exactly.
He's like, shit, the secret's out.
So did anybody used to catch a lot of Saturday morning cartoons when they were younger, or maybe not Saturday morning?
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry.
Blue's Clues.
Pokemon.
Blue's Clues and Pokemon.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
What a mixed bag.
Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Oh,
yeah,
Clifford the Big Red Dog. Yeah.
Did anyone watch The Queen's Nose where they used to rub
Yes.
Yes. The second best weird TV show behind Bernard's Watch.
Bernard's Watch. Imagine Bernard's Watch in real life.
What about? I bet Gary used to watch Mr. Wimey because that was up Newcastle way, wasn't it? You don't watch Mr. Wimey?
Guys, what about Ka-ching?
Oh yeah. Mine went mad, or was Round the Twist on as well?
Yeah, Round the Twist was absolutely on.
I said that, and so was I. Not a clue.
Yeah, no, Round the Twist was absolutely a thing. Bogies, well, yeah, it was Dick and Dom in the Bungalow.
I know someone. One of my friends won that.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Let's make. We're in there to have one for special.
Should we have a special of us going round the town just shouting bogies?
I'm going to say there's kind of no point doing it now, Ant, when we all live alone besides Zach, and everyone will look weird doing it.
I'm just going to shout it in Zoe's face.
That would probably be one of the better things you've put in and around her face. Because we already know you pissed on her, so.
And shit, really.
Disgusting.
Here you are.
Disgusting.
You are very
You can hear more about that story, guys, if you click the link just up here and see last week's podcast.
Oh, I'll put it there. I'll put it there. I'll put it at the end.
Don't do that.
Making Dan some work.
Yeah, you absolutely are. I appreciate it.
And he's only got under 48 hours to get this live.
I know exactly, which is why I've been so rigid on the structure of this podcast this time. But no,
see you later.
everybody watched a program.
No.
Everybody used to watch a program whilst Zach dissolves into his background.
My face just.
What the fuck?
Have you got your heartbeat sensor out there, Dan?
Yeah, absolutely. I detect nothing.
Did everybody watch the program? It used to be called Aquila. Anybody remember that? It's about an invisible pod.
Invisible Zach.
I ask a lot of people about this, and no one ever remembers it. Really.
You saw it? Was it on like Mexican TV?
No, it was on BBC, I think, and it was called Aquila, and it was about a spaceship thing that used to go invisible. It was really random. It was on roughly about the same time as Queen's Nose.
No, so everyone was watching Queen's Nose then.
Yeah,
that's fine.
My Parents Are Aliens.
Yes.
Oh yes. Yes.
What about Zoe 101?
Funny enough, yes, actually.
Drake and Josh.
Drake and Josh,
yeah.
Insert Drake's and Josh theme tune here.
Yeah. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the soundless recording and just leave Zach doing the actual.
Absolutely.
If you open up your heart. Wow.
Beautiful.
I love how we didn't get Zach singing on the Drunk podcast, but we've got him on this one.
What about, and this is top tier, both of them, Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, now you're talking.
Old school.
And Bog Off.
Bog Off. I don't remember Bog Off.
Tracy Beaker, Bog Off.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I already watched Tracy Beaker.
Yeah, Bog Off wasn't an actual.
Lane the Pain.
Lane the Pain. Yeah, they brought that back, didn't they?
Yeah. She got a baby now.
Danny
I know
Arnold.
it's weird, scary. It makes me feel old. I don't like it.
What else was there? I know it's not cartoons as such, but.
No, but I was just saying,
Ben 10. That was good.
Ben 10.
Yes.
Very good.
Dexter's Lab.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Gary's favourite, Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff was great.
I used to enjoy Powerpuff Girls, to be fair.
What was it?
Fuck you,
Sugar, spice, and everything nice, and he mixes it all together.
Yeah, then he puts too much, I don't know, attitude in or whatever it was. I can't remember.
Yeah, actively explodes and makes it into these three lovely.
They're doing a live action remake of that television series.
Ooh.
With I can't remember. There's a couple of actors. One of them appeared in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for Marvel. Yeah. So
I could name so many more. H2O.
Ed and Eddie.
Ed and Eddie. Hey Arnold. Or was it Hey Arthur?
Loved it. Arthur.
Arthur, isn't it?
What one's Football Head?
Oh, that was.
Hey Arnold.
Yeah, that was Hey Arnold. Yeah. Did you just say Hey Arthur? You mixed two programs there.
Yeah.
Arthur. Hey, what a wonderful kind of day. We learn to work and play. Get along with each other.
Listen to your heart and listen to the beat. Yeah.
Why did you go Jamaican?
That's it.
Well, it was Jamaican. It was a Jamaican guy used to sing it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know the one cartoon that I couldn't stand though?
What was that?
And you're going to hate it because it's quite nerdy.
Hate it?
Tread carefully, Gary. Tread carefully.
Futurama.
Oh, I love that so much. I fucking love that show. Bender.
Right.
The one-eyed girl.
I'm
not calling Gary a Bender.
You me outside now.
Seems a bit harsh.
No, it was Bender.
Bender, Leela, Fry, Amy, Dr. Zoidberg.
Leela.
Leela.
Quite fit.
Layla.
Captain Zap Brannigan. Leela.
I
Who's
actually
basically
love
Captain Kirk.
Futurama. I actually like that more than The Simpsons.
Gary's look of despair as he realised he's just started a conversation about Futurama.
Oh, Futurama.
Big Simpsons fan, though, were you, Gary?
Continue in 3, 2, 1.
The Simpsons?
Yeah, were you a big fan of Simpsons at least, Gary? Or Mannequin Gary?
I could watch it, but I wouldn't religiously sit down and watch it. However, Hollyoaks, that I would
Oh
watch.
my god.
Oh,
What
God.
about coal mining? They had a good series, didn't they? Up there.
They do a television.
I think, and you mean Billy Elliot?
Oh, what was it? What's that magical bus called?
Magic School Bus.
Magic School Bus. That's it.
Oh god. Aunt Reeve, I swear you have some of the best moments.
You've actually made Gary facepalm. That's the level we're at now.
He's just frozen.
Killed Gary's brain. What's the magical bus called?
That could have only been beaten by what's that family called that are yellow?
What's that guy called in that family?
Oh, that's amazing. Oh god, what's that magic bus called? Yeah, the Magic School Bus. It's lovely. We
I
used to
just
go
love
inside.
how everyone just went silent for 5 seconds thinking about it as
Well,
well.
no, none of us could believe that you were asking the question that you were basically answered in the question.
Even I
Amazing.
couldn't believe it, and this is me. However, you know what kid show I did love, and
Go on.
I'm sure you will have loved it as well. Raven.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's the precursor to Raven was Jungle Run, I believe.
Loved Jungle Run on ITV.
The Magic Golden Monkey Idols. The Golden Monkey Idols.
I remember something. It's not a kids TV show, but it's the original Fort Boyard, Takeshi's Castle,
Takeshi's Castle.
Oh,
and Crystal Maze.
Oh, Crystal
Maze.
Which all 4 of us need to go to London and do that Crystal Maze.
We'll do it. We'll film it.
There's a remake of Crystal Maze out, and Richard Ayoade presented.
Yeah, I've seen it. Of course, yeah. He did the celebrities at first, didn't he? And then he started getting on regular people again.
We need to go and do Crystal Maze.
Absolutely.
It's in London, isn't it?
Comeback than Robot was.
Yeah. Oh well, you brought up one of the most legendary shows of all time there in Robot Wars.
Mm-hmm.
That was on just before Simpsons or just after, weren't it?
Yeah, I think it was
BBC Two.
It was on.
It followed Thunderbirds. Yeah.
Was it on 7:45? It was on like a weird time, if I remember rightly. It wasn't like,
7:15.
it wasn't bang on an hour. It was like slightly off because the show was about 40 odd minutes long. Or
Talking about childhood nerdiness, and Gary, I think, will 100% back me. This is probably the most common nerdiness me and Gary ever went through together. The Bill. And drinking casualty. Oh my god!
Casualty.
Oh my god!
That was so drunk at our uni.
That drinking casualty.
And whenever they talk, you drink.
Yeah, and Gary picked the most popular one where literally they were on every single scene.
Mental.
Never played it? Go and try.
Other drinking games are available. Please drink responsibly.
If you ever want to see the disparity between this half of the podcast and that half of the podcast, they took something, said it was nerdy, and then went full jock on it, going, "Oh, drinking games." Oh.
How to spot the people that went to uni to drink and the people that either didn't go to uni or went to uni to learn.
Hey, I once played with a friend of mine Star Wars drinking game. We watched Star Wars.
That's not jock in the slightest. If anything,
no,
because you're an adult.
Doesn't matter. We did a Star Wars drinking game where one of the main rules was every time a laser was fired, you had to have a drink. Now, the opening scene of Star Wars Episode 3 is a giant space battle. So, after about 5 minutes of this, we were done. So, yeah, that was a wonderful experience.
There's also another drinking game where you put a Christmas, I believe. You put it on the top of your TV, a little Christmas hat. Every time that character wears that Christmas hat, you have to drink.
Oh, yeah. We did it with Mario Kart. So, because one of us was quite good at it, and if
probably you,
the person finished early. No, actually, I wasn't that great. If the person finished early, you had to drink until the last person finished their lap.
Yeah. Oh,
just consistently take a drink.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember playing that. You know what you should do? We'll do an episode one day. We'll all come round, and I'll get Crash Team Racing out, and we'll do the Crash Team Racing version of it. That'd be bloody marvelous.
I'll probably lose at that right now.
That'd be chaotic.
we got quite a few events planned. We've got Crystal Maze, drinking, racing.
All sorts.
all
Do you remember
sorts.
50-50 where they got guns?
Yes.
Oh, 50-50.
What?
Go on,
My school
Flynn,
won
give us a
50-50.
spin.
You what?
My school won 50-50.
Were you in the crowd?
Wasn't it?
Ah.
What was that called? Was it 50-50 where if you won you get to gunk your teacher?
Yeah.
No, that was something else. That was get your own back.
Get your own back.
Oh,
That's
get your
it.
own back.
Yeah.
Get your own back. And the
Yeah.
more challenges the kids won, the higher the teacher or parent or whatever would go up with it. It really made no difference. At the end of the day, they go in the gun. So.
Yep.
But I watched Get Your Own Back. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Me and Anne can say that we've watched Countdown and Remy Kyle get filmed live.
Yeah. I mean, two of the complete opposite shows. But one doesn't exist, so no one else can have that feat anymore.
There you go. That is true.
Countdown doesn't exist because all the nerds have completed it.
Complete countdown, mate. Just Jay.
I know. Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Right. So we'll move on to one of our regular segments, as long as Ant is ready with his amazing fact.
Already.
Born ready. Roll it! And we're back. Ant, your amazing fact, please. Wow, us all.
Oh, wait, I wasn't ready for this. Yeah, I was.
Oh,
I thought, you know what, since this is a nerdy themed, I thought I would give you my fact of the day based around this topic.
Cool.
And it's more about someone from Star Trek. James Doohan, to be precise. I don't know who he is, but I just saw this and I thought this was actually quite interesting, even though I don't have a fucking clue who it is. Canadian actor James Doohan, best known for playing Montgomery Scotty.
Montgomery Scott. Scotty
Scott on the original.
Can he do it, Captain?
Yeah, that one. On the original Star Trek series, actually served in World War II with the 3rd Canadian Infantry Division as a commissioned lieutenant.
There we go.
He led his troops up a mine-strewn Juno Beach as part of the Allied Force D-Day invasion.
Wow.
Later in that day,
guys, I completely zoned out there because I didn't take a single bit of interest in that fact.
Later in that day, this is actually getting really boring for me. He was wounded by friendly fire that caused amputation to the middle finger on his right hand. You might not have noticed this because during his time on Star Trek, directors did the best they could to avoid showing his injuries on screen.
That's very good. That was actually a fact I didn't know. So that is actually for me, I found that very interesting.
Well, it went really interesting. Then the middle bit was meh. Then when his finger got chopped off, I was more interested.
I'm back. Simple as that. Easy as that.
Easy.
So we move on to the final segment of the day, which will be very short, I believe, because I think we've nearly killed Gary with all this stuff.
I've got one.
We've nearly killed Gary.
It could cause a bit of debate.
Oh,
in that case, guys, is it okay? And back.
Every time you do a thing, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, but that's good because it's good for me in my editing because then I can just
Have you been taking note of what number?
Yeah.
So, guys, bit of an interesting one. Obviously, this will come out Wednesday. Last week, Prince Philip sadly passed away.
Oh God.
Is it okay that?
Oh God.
Oh God.
No, it's not bad. Is it okay that on Saturday, recreational sport will be asked to take a 1 hour break for the funeral?
They're not. Wait. They're not actually asked. They just say the funeral's at 3 o'clock, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And all the governing bodies have just come out and said we're moving it. They haven't been asked. There's no rule against it.
However, apart from one,
just remember, cricket's a hobby. It's not a sport.
That sport here at elite level has to stop for 1 hour and 20 minutes. And
that's just so people can go off and do something more interesting.
And they try to get
watch a funeral.
Yeah.
And they try to get us on the first week of the season to also stop for 1 hour 20 minutes. Now this is going to give some issues. We lose roughly about a sixth of the match.
Who cares? You go out before the season.
When last weekend it was snowing, so it's going to be fucking cold. Oh. We can't go inside because COVID shit.
Yep.
And then life fades really fast. I think it's not okay. And thankfully, our league has said that we only need to do a 2-minute challenge, which is perfectly ample. Ant's done about 8 of them by now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
But
last night, Ant was actually bored of doing the 1-minute silence. That's right, guys. He was bored of commemorating one of the royal family. That's treason, Ant.
Right, I just want to say a disclaimer. Everything that Gary Lee says is incorrect, and until proven guilty, please report this fraud.
Yeah.
Is it
slander or whatever it is?
But no, I can't remember. The way I see it, I have to do it multiple times before this announcement got announced. Okay, it's an extra minute or two. My game's been moved to 1 o'clock, which is gonna. I don't know if I can do the game anymore because of work, but that's fine. But for one weekend when one of the royals has died, what is the problem with moving it? Who cares about a fucking sport if you need to move it, if you need to have an hour break? It's not like you move much anyway. It's just
my issue with it is it's 10 days after the event, and everyone's commemorated it in some way by that point.
Yeah, but it's a funeral. It's a funeral of a royal family. If you can't respect that, what can you respect?
I'm staying out of this conversation as my last name is Herrera. So as you might have known, I'm not of these shores. So anything that I say will probably be incriminating evidence, and I'm not really welcome back in my home country either. Really, I wouldn't imagine. So yeah, sport.
I'm so English it hurt. So.
End of the day. So okay, when the Queen dies, because everyone's going to die. When the Queen dies, and this exact same thing happens, and you ask to take an hour of cricket to respect her, are you going to have this argument again? It's an hour of your fucking life.
If I've not paid my respect in some form beforehand, absolutely fine with it.
Yeah, but it's a funeral. To me, it's rude to do continue a sport, a competitive sport, or anything in that nature during a high-profile funeral where everyone in this country should be mourning because it's.
But then again, so
national symbol.
Personally, then, can I please start a petition to have a 1 hour break of any event happening whilst Nicole Graham is getting her funeral? Is that
That's a good point, though.
But no, it is okay, Gary, that we're being asked to pay our respects at 3 o'clock on a Saturday when we should be grateful that we've still got our life, especially after what's been going through the past 12
completely agree
months.
In that sense, but I think 99% of us would have paid our respect in some form before that. That's all.
I would also like to point out.
But it's a funeral. It's the official ceremony of his life.
Yeah, no, that's fair play. But I would also put it to you that there's a vast amount of people in this country who aren't that bothered. It's more the older generation. There are obviously a few of us.
Also, just to confirm, we are not getting a bank holiday because of this death.
Yeah.
No.
But I always
the Queen.
I'm always fine with minute silences and things before games, and shows signs of respect. But very rarely, in grassroots especially, Do you ever stop at 11 o'clock
No.
on Remembrance Day? You do the minute silence at the beginning, but you're playing at 11.
All right.
But just to wrap it up, yeah, everyone's got their own opinions, but I don't see a problem for just move one game just to pay the official respects. Like, because that's when the ceremony is going forward. It is a big thing for this country that someone's like that has passed away. It's just one day.
Yeah, I see both sides of it. At the end of the day, you know, to be fair, this country is a very unique country when it comes to things like that. We're one of the
I would understand if at grassroots level you have somewhere to go and watch the funeral and pay your respect by watching it. But because clubhouses and things can't open, you're literally stuck there for an hour.
Everyone's got a smartphone. Everyone's got unlimited data.
I'm in the north.
I mean, you've got 2 smartphones.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay. I think it's what makes Britain.
I think this may be the first "is it okay" that we actually disagree on.
Yeah. Dividing opinions.
Told you that it would be a good one, even though we only have one.
Yeah, that was a good one. Very good one.
Just to clarify, Gary's wrong once again.
Sorry, who got more right in the quiz?
Oh, sorry, Mr. Guest.
Yeah, you're talking to King Gary.
Oh, fuck him. I'm not
dons his crown.
I'm not going to mourn his death.
Yeah, we're holding the podcast an hour and a half late next week.
Because Gary gets hit by a massive cricket ball in the head.
Massive cricket.
One joke that happened and someone died because of it.
Rest in peace to him.
Oh, I just love how
And
we
on that bombshell.
Yeah, on that bombshell. No, I would like to say thank you to everybody for coming to this unique kind of podcast where we've touched on nerd culture. We've touched on a lot of things sort of important to us and found some nice divisive topics.
Most importantly, we've done it sober.
Yes, very true.
I mean,
and we've kept this to a relatively good time, which is I wanted to. I had to be completely rigid when doing this because personally, I could sit here and talk to you about Star Wars and comics and I'm blue in the face. So this is one where I wanted to get more of your input and interaction than anything else. Turns out Gary has no input or interaction, so that was a huge 20-25 minutes off this podcast, which is fantastic for me for editing. Wonderful. But yeah, exactly. But yeah,
who's next week?
So next week we have Anthony, I believe.
Yes.
Have you picked a topic?
I have, and it's a little bit of a challenge for everyone. I think I've spoken to you guys a little bit before just to get your agreements to it because it involves money. But it's going to be a bit different. I think it's going to be more of an more opinionated than the podcast we've had at the moment because it's more down memory lane we've had so far. But it's going to be World of Foods.
Ooh, I love me food.
So basically, we're going to touch up on a few things, food related, obviously, and just have a debate about different cuisines and different cultures of how they eat their food. But
do the hour-long discussion on why Gary is wrong for not ordering prawn toast with his Chinese, by the way.
Oh, that's just so it's a 3-hour special next week, guys. But yeah, I've picked some countries that I would like everyone to get one of the following each. Okay. I will put this in the WhatsApp group, so you don't need to write it down.
Does this include drinks as well, by the way, or just food?
If you listen, Zach, I will explain it.
Oh, Zach, give the man a chance.
Yeah.
On full teacher mode there.
I've told the teacher, yeah.
Yeah, if you shut up, Mr. Smith, I'll tell you.
Right. So this is what I need you guys to bring to the podcast next week. I need you to I need you to bring one soft drink of your origin. One soft drink, no alcoholic drink, Dan. One sweet, like
any soft drink.
Any soft drink of but it has to be that country where I'm going to.
It's being sold in that country, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a main drink, like Mountain Dew is America, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You associate a drink with that country. Okay.
Yeah. Got you.
One sweet, / dessert.
Oh.
Okay. one confectionery, so like sweet chocolate bar, that sort of thing, and one popular food that isn't one of the three above of that country. So that could be a bit of bread if it was, that sort of thing. It's just something different, okay? Cool. And I've picked the countries for you based on where you live at the moment.
Get in, I've got Scotland.
No, you haven't. And this is based on stats as well. So, Zach, I'm going to tell you last. He
put you up here, Zach, didn't he? He had you up here and then he just dropped you like you were nothing.
Justin.
So, Dan, I've had to go for the second choice for you, just because it was really hard to pick Gary's without being Scottish. So yours is Portuguese.
Portuguesa.
Nando's, man.
All over that shit, man.
Well, you can't because, well, you can.
Yeah,
Nando's is Portuguese, mate.
They sell Fanta and chips.
Gary, yours is Polish.
Oh.
Because going by
you got Polish from here?
I just typed in northeast, okay, and it came up with Polish living in the area as the second highest percentage, after English and Scottish, so third. No, that's Russian.
Yeah, Polish vodka.
And
it's also not a soft drink.
And also, it's not a popular food.
Anyway, go. Zach, I want to know what Zach says.
Zach, I'm not going to lie, I could have picked any single country in the world for you. So I've gone for something out of the European continent.
Okay.
South African.
Ooh.
Okay.
And I want you guys to pick a number, all three of you, 1, 2, or 3. Put it in the. Actually, don't put it in the chat. I want you to say it, and this is what is going to determine my pick. Okay. So Dan, pick a number, 1, 2, or 3.
1.
Gary.
3.
Zach.
Pick 2.
No, I'll go 3.
3. Okay, so you've ruled out Russian and American. I've got to go Dutch.
Ooh.
Oh, Ant's going Dutch.
Hello.
So I've got
and Thai as well as
that is a popular food.
Hash browns.
Space cakes are definitely going to get imported.
Get some mushrooms.
So yeah, just to reconfirm, Zach South African, Dan Portuguese, Gary Polish, and me Dutch. So that's 1 soft drink, 1 sweet / dessert, 1 confectionery, and 1 other popular choice of food of that country. And when I mean of that country, it's basically it's either made there or it's their main thing there. Okay.
I can't wait to incur all these extra European charges when I order food from the country. It's been bloody marvellous.
Yeah, but you're in the importing business, so you probably can get it on the customer's crate. So
why does Just Eat not have a Polish section?
I just saw Gary's complete and utter disdain there as he was looking at something. I was like, it's got to be something related to this.
Surely you've got a Polish corner shop.
Yeah, there's Polish corner shops.
Probably one just down the street, but you never know.
There's normally a Polish section in a lot of corner shops.
South African is probably going to be more like West London, Southwest London, like the Shepherd's Bush area. That's
where I live, like 5 minutes.
Okay, so you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Dan, I'll just leave Dan to it.
Yeah, I'll crack on.
And then Dutch, I'll probably have to order.
The most popular Polish dessert is a Polish croissant cookie.
Lovely.
Right.
Say that 10 times fast in a northern accent.
By the way, I can confirm if Gary, if you do want to bake this yourself, you can.
No, thanks, I'm alright.
But is he gonna have to eat it himself?
Yep, he has to eat it. And
don't make it yourself, Gary. Don't do
it. But also, you have to vlog yourself making it. But yeah, so we'll be doing taste tests, opinions on that. Obviously, we can't try each other's because it's going to be virtually impossible.
I can taste yours, Ant.
Oh yeah, quite literally. Yeah.
On the basis that Polish is quite known for chicken soup. Can I order one from the Chinese around the corner?
No,
No,
no. It's got
no cheating.
The tin has to be in Polish.
I'm not being funny. Like Zach could probably get all of these for us. Zach, can you get a load of food for us and then just
Actually,
give it to
no.
us?
And just dispatch it.
Yeah, dispatch it for us.
But
I'll
yeah,
say, go down to Disco.
so yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about. World of Foods. We're going to have a few challenges as well. A few questions about for you three, not me, just to see what your food knowledge is from around the world. So yeah, it's going to be quite an interactive, fun.
Cool.
Look
forward to it.
Not fun.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a little bit different, I thought.
No, that's good. Looking
I
forward to it.
really wish at the start of this podcast when Anne said what type of other nationalities is in the Northeast, I said Indian or Chinese.
Oh no, I did look at Indian and Chinese, and I did on purposely blank them out. But okay, Gary, apart from Indian, Chinese, Scottish, English, what country would you have liked?
No, it's good because I
No,
just
no,
realised
you're not
that
having it. I just
schnitzel
wanna-
is Polish and that is just breaded chicken.
Is it? I thought it was German.
Pork
yeah.
schnitzel or chicken schnitzel.
But anyway, Gary, you're allowed a cheat day, so don't worry about your calorie count. But yeah,
All about the gains next week, Paul.
but also if you do want to bring an alcoholic beverage of that country, then feel free to bring it.
Oh dear. Oh
yeah.
dear.
Yeah, wine's fine. Anything's fine.
South African wine, Portuguese wine,
All I'm going to say,
Polish
Gary,
wine.
if it's
Polish vodka.
If it's vodka, you can't mix it with Coke. You got to do it straight.
Oh, Gary, there's a lovely Polish vodka. That's the straw.
Vodka is actually the national drink of Poland.
There you go.
That grass one.
Yeah, the grass one.
Well,
The ox with the grass with a bit of grass in it.
It starts
Wonderful.
with Z, don't it? It starts with
Yeah.
Zach, the South African national drink is beer.
Oh no! Beer. It's Portuguese is wine, I'm assuming.
I'm so glad.
Liquor Barrel, which is.
I'm so glad I put
a
soft
liquor.
drink in that.
I'm going to bring Portuguese rosé.
No, you have to have a soft drink as well.
Yeah, that's fine. Got to have a chaser.
I don't even know what South African.
Yeah, vodka and Coke.
Coca-Cola's not originated from Poland.
It is.
It get a Coke can with the Polish writing on it.
Exactly. If I get a Polish can.
If you really want to go that far.
And the national drink of Holland is gin.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I'm annoyed.
What's
Me
the?
too.
What's
Geneva, it's called the father of gin.
All right, Gary. While we're doing this, what's the soft drink of the country? Since we're doing this, I mean, we could end the podcast and just have this chat after.
Yeah, I know we absolutely could. I'm going to cut. I'll
Soft
probably
drink is soda.
soda.
Ugh.
Soda.
Wait.
Portuguese soft drink.
Boz. I saw Boz.
Yeah, it's
Small.
Pediatric tea.
Oh, lovely.
Small.
Pardon?
Small.
What's
Small?
Small.
that? Oh, you'll find out next week.
Exactly. Anyway, I'm gonna step in quickly now, and I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm gonna say thank you, boys, for coming and joining me on our chat, and for taking part in a quiz you absolutely didn't want any part of, Gary, and for winning. Well done, you, mate. As you say, we are back next week with the World of Food with Ant, and yeah, subscribe, guys, like the videos, get involved.
Share.
That notify button.
Also,
Exactly.
big announcement. Big announcement. Follow us on Twitter.
Yes.
Links in the description below.
Yeah, I'll
And
put a
also-
link on.
And Dan's going to do a fancy graphic to put right over all our
Yeah,
faces.
we are
like that.
now live on Twitter at moderately here, because that's pretty much all we are. We're moderately here. So yeah, and that'll be probably be our handle for all our other social accounts as they go up. But Twitter is now live at moderately here. So yeah, follow us there. But anyway, thank you guys. See you later, everyone. Bye.